Details on the eye-opening AEW Dynamite mid-show decline in viewership has been revealed as AEW Dynamite drew its lowest total viewership of 2023 thus far with this Wednesday show. Roman Reigns is set to miss WWE Survivor Series, an interesting development considering Survivor Series is one of WWE's traditional Big Four events. An update on Ric Flair's plans in All Elite Wrestling, they've possibly been revealed. Ronda Rousey makes a surprise return to professional wrestling in-ring competition this week. Details on that plus an update on Vince McMahon status in TKO. Also an update on WWE's international premium live event plans. Of course, they're expanding recently with the announcement of several international events for 2024. An update on Brock Lesnar's plans for his return to WWE television, when we can expect to see the Beast once again, and an update on more WWE signings being revealed. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about AEW Dynamite this week. Lots of people still talking about the ratings, with Dynamite once again losing out to WWE NXT in total viewership. Now, the October 25 episode of AEW Dynamite drew the lowest viewership of 2023 for an episode in its usual Wednesday night time slot. As previously reported, we covered this yesterday. The episode had an overall average audience of 774,000 viewers, with only the recent Tuesday night episode scoring fewer this year with 609,000. Of course, it was outside of the usual time slot, as well as going head-to-head with a stacked WWE NXT at the same time too. Now, the episode drew a lower audience figure than Tuesday's WWE NXT Halloween Havoc Night 1, which drew 787,000 viewers. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer reported that Dynamite started out with 982,000 viewers in the first quarter and 936,000 viewers in the second, but then saw a drastic drop to 752,000 in the third quarter, losing nearly 200,000 viewers from quarter 2 to quarter 3. Now, Alvarez noted that the shocking drop didn't seem to have been caused by the NBA games that were on during Dynamite. In terms of what took place during the quarters, the show opened with an MJF backstage segment with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom, then MJF versus Juice Robinson, which went the entire first quarter and into the second. The second quarter contained the rest of MJF versus Juice Robinson, followed by the live promo segment with Bullet Club Gold, MJF and the Acclaimed, and then the MJF versus Kenny Omega confrontation. Returning from an ad break, the viewing figures went into sharp decline for the third quarter, which contained a Wardlow promo video, and then Hook and Rob Van Dam versus the Dark Order, that being Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Viewership for the rest of the show from that point on stayed on a pretty standard trajectory, but the size of the drop from quarter 2 to quarter 3 was a shockingly big one. And in the key 18 to 49 demo, quarter 1 had 393,000 viewers, quarter 2 had 394,000 viewers, and quarter 3 dropped to just 286,000 viewers. Overall, in the 18 to 49 demographic, Dynamite did beat NXT this week, despite NXT having more viewers overall. So what are your thoughts about that drastic and sharp decline from one quarter to the other? As I mentioned, the first few quarters, as I mentioned, were okay. Then they lost nearly 200,000 from quarter 2 to quarter 3. Why do you think that is? How do you think AEW remedied this? Is it a big deal? Are people making too much of a big deal that once again AEW Dynamite was defeated by NXT in total viewership this week? Or does this go to show that maybe the tide is turning and maybe fans are getting a bit tired of what they're seeing on Dynamite this week? How can they resolve this issue? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Now, Roman Reigns is set to miss Survivor Series according to latest reports. We're not going to see the Tribal Chief at one of WWE's biggest events of the year. While the rumors of potential surprise returns at Survivor Series continue to persist, many fans would have at least thought it's safe to assume that WWE would be pulling out all of the big guns currently available to them on the current roster. However, that seems like it won't be the case after all, as despite him being set to defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship at Crown Jewel on November 5 against LA Knight, Roman Reigns will not follow that up with an appearance at Survivor Series this year. This is according to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, who remarks that Reigns' absence is notable considering Survivor Series' status as a Big Four event to WWE. Meltzer writes, quote, Reigns is not scheduled for Survivor Series, which is notable because it's considered a Big Four event. He defends at Crown Jewel, and his next scheduled pay-per-view match won't be until the Royal Rumble. With Reigns' absence from Survivor Series, it means that his next scheduled PLE match at the Royal Rumble would be just his 5th televised match since successfully defending his title at WrestleMania 39, and just his 3rd title defense if he wins at Crown Jewel. Although fans have gotten used to seeing far less of Reigns over the past few years, this would mark the first of the big 4 PLE shows the Tribal Chief has not competed on since his record-breaking title reign began. Of course, we will see Roman Reigns back on tonight's episode of SmackDown, as both he and LA Knight signed the contract for their match in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. What are your thoughts on Roman Reigns missing Survivor Series, and is this an indication we're going to be seeing even less of Roman Reigns moving forward? Let me know your thoughts about that too. Now, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, made his debut in All Elite Wrestling this past week on AEW Dynamite, and following his debut for the company on the October 25 show, it seems as if the plans for 16-time World Champion Ric Flair have now been revealed. In a surprise gift from AEW President Tony Khan to Sting, Nature Boy Ric Flair was brought into the company, with Flair stating his intention to accompany Sting on his way to his retirement match at AEW Revolution 2024. While Flair did state as such, we now seemingly have confirmation on AEW's plans for the 2-time Hall of Famer, courtesy of this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter from Dave Meltzer. Meltzer confirmed that Flair is indeed expected to stick around on AEW TV until March 2024, while also revealing a curious detail as to an agreement between Flair and the company to promote a blossoming product of his at the same time. Meltzer writes, quote, Ric Flair debuted a Sting surprise gift from Tony Khan on the October 25 Dynamite show. Flair has no contractual ties with WWE. He probably would have come in earlier, as they were in talks when the Dark Side of the Ring episode hit and pretty much all talks ended. But Tony Khan wanted him to be part of the Sting storyline, and he's supposed to be on the show as part of this through March. I believe part of this is also that AEW will help promote his Woo energy drink, or at least that is what is being talked about. With Sting's final match still 5 months away, it was announced on Dynamite that Sting's next in-ring outing will come at AEW Full Gear on Saturday, November 18. With the challenge laid out by Christian Cage, it will be Cage himself, the TNT champion, Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus to take on Sting, Darby Allin and a mystery partner. The partner is not yet confirmed, but it was heavily teased that it would be Adam Copeland joining Darby and Sting. Now, as far as Flair's appearance on Dynamite, of course, he was the brunt of several insults by the TNT champion Christian Cage, and Flair has teased that Christian Cage should watch himself. On the October 25 episode of the show, Flair, of course, made his AEW debut. He was revealed to be Tony Khan's gift to Sting, as I mentioned, with the latter's announcement that his last match would be at Revolution 2024. Flair made it clear that he was there to support Sting until the end, but TNT champion Christian Cage crashed the celebration and took several shots at the Nature Boy. He made fun of the legend's age and his health as well. Flair has taken to social media to send Cage a message. He warned him not to make the mistake of making it about him. Flair stated he was there to support Sting, but if Christian continues to make it about him, they would have a problem. He said, quote, don't make the mistake of making it about me, Christian. I'm along for the ride. I'm here to support my friend Sting. If you continue to make it about me, we're going to have a problem. Woo. Surely not, so he wouldn't get back in the ring. Surely? Well, anything's possible with Ric Flair, certainly. Now, this is a surprising story. Ronda Rousey making a professional wrestling in-ring return. Ronda Rousey has made a surprise appearance at the Lucha Vavoom event. On Thursday, October 27, Lucha Vavoom held their latest event at the Mayan Theater in Los Angeles, California. During the event, Ronda Rousey made a shocking return to the ring as she emerged from her front row seat at the event to team with her longtime friend Marina Shafir. The two-faced Taya Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick in tag team action. After a 5-minute bout, Rousey won the match for her team by submitting Kendrick with an ankle lock. Rousey posted the full match to her Instagram story on Friday, October 27. The post, which can be seen on her social media accounts, also featured a message from Rousey saying that anybody that doubted her and Shafir could make magic in the ring is an idiot. This is Rousey's first time competing in a wrestling ring since the SummerSlam Premium Live event, which took place on August 5th, 2023. At that event, Rousey lost a singles match to Shayna Baszler. Of course, it was billed as an MMA fight. Furthermore, this is the first time in Rousey's career that she's ever competed in a wrestling ring outside of WWE. She'd recently teased that she was retired, but maybe not. Maybe Ronda Rousey still has more to do in professional wrestling. Would you like to see Ronda Rousey maybe make more appearances for other companies that aren't WWE? Do you think this is a possibility? Could she go to AEW? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. A bit of an update when it comes to Vince McMahon in TKO, particularly after Dana White's comments this week, where they recently revealed that Vince McMahon was removed from WWE's creative picture by Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel. Many have wondered what the McMahon's current powers and roles in the company is going to be moving forward and what that's going to entail. According to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Emanuel's vision for McMahon was planned to utilize his, quote, worldwide notoriety away from WWE's TV product. However, now we may have a clearer picture as to what exactly McMahon has been getting up to, and the clue lies in the UFC CEO Dana White's recent comments regarding his relationship with McMahon in an interview with Sports Illustrated. White said, quote, "My history with Vince isn't a good one. He tried to F me so many times for no reason whatsoever except just to F me. But that's in the past. Now that Vince and I are allies, no one's been a better partner than Vince," end quote. White's comments obviously point towards McMahon helping out with the UFC's business, not exclusively WWE, and Dave Meltzer has expanded on that in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Meltzer explains, quote, "White's quotes indicated that McMahon is now involved with helping the UFC business and is not strictly working on WWE business in his chairman of the board of directors position with TKO, where he's actually above White on the corporate depth chart. UFC has been left to run itself from the sports standpoint since the Endeavor purchase, but McMahon, like Ari Emanuel, who heads the big company, is involved in big picture deal making. So the suggestion is that McMahon isn't involved in WWE's creative picture because he's working on TKO big business, which does include the UFC as well. Let me know your thoughts about that and how Vince McMahon could possibly affect UFC business moving forward too. Now, WWE recently has been announcing quite a lot of international premium live events. WWE recently confirmed a brand new international event for August 2024 with WWE's Bash in Berlin. This will mark the first ever premium live event in Germany. However, that might not be the last, as the company has been in negotiations with a lot of different city governments around the world regarding future shows, according to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter. The idea is that WWE wants to gain significant money from premium live events moving forward, with Paris being one of the cities that they have been in discussions with. While it's not confirmed that an event will be taking place in France's capital, there has been speculation that next year's WWE Backlash event, which typically is the first PLE after WrestleMania, might be happening in Paris. WWE has already announced 2 overseas shows for 2024, with Bash in Berlin and WWE's Elimination Chamber, which will be taking place in Perth, Australia. Meanwhile, it is expected that there will be at least 1 show taking place in Saudi Arabia as a continuation of the deal WWE has with their government, with the company continuing its worldwide growth. These negotiations come off the back of several successful international events, with Clash at the Castle, Money in the Bank, and Backlash having all taken place outside of the United States in recent times. Nick Khan has been open in the past about wanting to expand WWE's reach globally, with countries having recently paid for WWE to have events hosted there, with the popularity of them giving back to the local economy in the form of hotel stays, restaurants, and local bars, making it mutually beneficial. So expect more international PLEs being announced fairly soon for 2024 and beyond. Now, an update on Brock Lesnar. His return plans have now possibly been revealed, and obviously it had been reported recently that Brock Lesnar was not going to be at Crown Jewel, which was a bit of a surprise considering, of course, that Brock Lesnar hasn't missed a Saudi show since WWE announced a relationship with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia back in 2018. But all that is now set to change because Brock Lesnar will not be at Crown Jewel this time around. Lesnar, as I mentioned, has been absent from WWE since SummerSlam this year in August, losing to Cody Rhodes and bringing to an end their best of 3 series. The series that started at Backlash in May of this year, with Rhodes defeating Lesnar before the Beast Incarnate returned the favor at Night of Champions later on that month in Saudi Arabia. Dave Meltzer has revealed plans for the return of Lesnar in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, writing, quotes, "This is the first Saudi show without Lesnar, Crown Jewel." When Lesnar lost to Rhodes clean at SummerSlam, he did so in that manner because at the time the plan was for him not to return until Rumble season or the TVs leading to that show. It was all decided months ago. Royal Rumble takes place on January 27, 2024 at the Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Lesnar isn't currently on the official poster for the Royal Rumble, but he is on the poster for WrestleMania 40 in April 2024. So the expectation is Lesnar's going to be back in time for the Rumble. The TV's heading to that show, and of course he's going to be at WrestleMania next year in Philadelphia as well. Finally, a bit of an update on some new WWE signings. Further details have emerged on the January 2024 cohort of independent wrestlers and others that will be joining WWE, and it included the son of Fit Finlay. It was previously reported that Brogan Finlay was one of 3 names confirmed to have signed WWE developmental deals. Lucky Ali and Jay Malachi were 2 other names that were reporting to the WWE Performance Center, as reported by Bodyslam.net. Dave Meltzer has provided details on the total number of trainees who signed for the January 2024 start date. In the new issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Meltzer noted there are still 8 additional names that have been signed whose names haven't been revealed just yet. He writes, quotes, "There were 11 new wrestlers that are hired that starts in January in Orlando. Only 3 names have come out. Lucky Ali, who has been wrestling 5 years and is a Carolinas indie guy trained by George South. Jay Malachi, another Carolinas indie guy who worked for a few AEW shows earlier this year at the Universal tapings. Both have been wrestling regularly for about 5 years. Brogan Finlay, 21, the son of Fit Finlay and brother of David Finlay, is the most well-known name. He's worked a lot of indies, including a few New Japan US shows. The tryout took place at the Performance Center in September of 2023. As previously reported, the tryout was for experienced independent pro wrestlers. WWE continues to run tryouts for elite college athletes who have no wrestling experience too. So certainly expect more names to be announced moving forward. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.